Kia ora, everybody. Trust you're well in this day. It was around 15 years of service. I'd been an officer for of the Salvation Army for 15 years when I hit the wall. I was diagnosed as having burnout, and during this time of restoration, I was given a picture. And this is the picture that I had. I'd like to describe it for you. It was of a boxing ring, and into that ring there were two fighters. And I would concentrate on one of the fighters as he would talk to the trainer. And I sensed as I looked at this picture, I could see that the trainer was saying to this fighter, the strategy for this fight that you're about to engage in is that I want you to advance. I want you to attack. I want you to have that mentality of winning. The fight starts, and this is exactly what the fighter does, that I observed this fighter. He gets into the fight, and he is advancing, he is attacking. You can definitely tell that the attitude was one of winning. But as the fight goes on, I noticed that what happens is to this fighter is that he takes a blow to his ribs. And this is not just a blow that he can actually, in a sense, dismiss, but it's a blow that he knows that that there has been damage to the ribs. And then what I will notice in the picture is this, that from that moment on, this fighter, where the attitude and what he was doing was one of advancement, was one of being on the attack with the sense of carrying this attitude of win. He now carries this. It is obvious that he has changed to living life on defense. He's now protecting himself. He doesn't want to be hurt anymore. He knows that he's damaged. I saw in my time of restoration that the fighter to which I was looking at was me. That there was a sense that where I had once had what the sense of advancement is, the sense of wanting to win, the sense of living on offense. I was now living life on defense because of the hits that I had received in my life, things that were damaging me. I want to put that story to the side, and I want this morning to look at a scripture in 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 20. 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 20. And what I want you to understand here is this, that this is an account of a guy by the name of Benaniah. Now, Benaniah was one of David's 30 mighty men. And I want to read it to you. This is what it says. There was also Benaniah, a valiant warrior. He did many heroic deeds, which included killing 2 champions. And this is the part now that has caught my eye over the year. And it says, another time, on a snowy day, he chased a lion down into a pit and killed it. So what we have here in this one verse is that we have Benaniah, who is a valiant warrior, lives life on the offense, and this day, on a snowy day, the Bible describes it, he would encounter a lion, and instead of running from the lion, he would actually chase the lion down into a pit where he actually would kill it. And the picture that I have of Benaniah on this day is that this encounter with this lion is unexpected. He's not actually out that day hunting lions. This is something that, in a sense, comes unexpectedly to him. It's the suddenly of in life where he is confronted with this lion. And in this moment, I would suggest to you, because the only way that I can get into the story is to think of what would I do if I confronted a lion. And most probably the first thing is that the sense of fear that I would have would cause me to run from this lion. But Benaniah doesn't. He faces the lion, he chases it down, and he kills it. Now, the lion this morning could represent those things that chase us, those things that are seeking to kill us, to destroy us. Let me describe some lions for you. The lion could be the devil, for instance, his attacks on your life. The Bible describes Satan as a roaring lion seeking those to kill and destroy. So for you this morning, you might say, Ivan, my lion in my life is the sense of attacks that I receive from the devil. For somebody else, your lion might be this morning the sense of bondage to sin that you have, the guilt, the shame that you feel. This is your lion. It is destroying you. It's causing you not to live life in all its fullness. For somebody else this morning, your lion may be past hurts. It may be the pain that you carry over things that have happened to you. For somebody else here today, it might be your lion may be a financial debt. This debt is at you. It's in your face. It feels like it's going to destroy your life. For some of you here, it might be the fact that you haven't got financial resources. And this is at you every day. For some of you here today, your lion this morning might be those things that you are addicted to. Those things that you are addicted to. They seem to just be there to destroy you. For others, your lion this morning might be a relational issue. It might be a relational issue. That you're in relationship with someone and it's not bringing health to you. It's actually killing you. It's destroying you. This is your lion. For someone else this morning, it may be the destructive thinking. Your lion is your destructive thinking. For somebody else, your lion today may be sickness. These lions that I'm talking about are the things which bring fear. They're the things that appear to be in your life that are destructive to your life. They are things that you when you're faced with it, you feel a sense of fear and you want to run away from these things. You want to hide from these lions, if you like. But today, the message that I would want to share with you is that like Benaniah, we are challenged to face these lions. We are to pursue them and we are to kill them. My challenge to you today is this. What do you do when we are faced with our lions, those things which chase us, seeking to kill and destroy? There are three things, as I would conclude this message today, that I would want you to understand when you face your lions. These are three very important things. Number one, I wanted you to understand that when you are faced with your lions, for Benaniah on that snowy day, he came face to face with a lion. These are the things I want you to understand. Number one, God is in the business of strategically positioning you and I in the right place at the right time. Hear that again. God is in the business of strategically positioning us in the right place at the right time. I believe this. You are not wandering disciple of Jesus. You're just not wandering through life without a sense that God is in the midst of you all. And this is what I want you to understand today. God is strategically positioning you today in the right place at the right time. But here's my point. The right place often feels like the wrong place. And the right time often seems like the wrong time. But today I want you to see that God is always working behind the scenes. He is engineering, putting together our circumstances today, and he is setting you and I up for success. I really believe that. I believe with all my heart that God is setting you and I up for success. If you are facing your lions today, it's the right time and you're in the right place. The second thing I want you to understand as you face your lions today is this. As sons and daughters of the living God, his calling on our lives is much more than just saying to us, run away from what is wrong. We are called today as sons and daughters of the living God, I believe, to chase lions, to look for opportunities in our problems, to look for opportunities in our obstacles, to take risks, to reach for God's best. Immaturity is to run away when we're confronted with our lions. Immaturity is to hide. Immaturity is to try to just find protection. Spiritual maturity is seeing and going after God's ordained opportunity. They are seizing God's opportunities. The third thing I want to say to you today, when you're faced with your lion, is that the reality is that nothing is too difficult for God. Nothing is too difficult for God. How big is your God, I need to ask you today? Is he big enough to do anything? Or are there limits in your mind, especially in your mind? Are there limits to what God can do? Don't let mental lions keep you from experiencing everything God has to offer. We need to live with a bigger, better view of God. Lion chasers today thrive in the toughest circumstances because they know that impossible odds set the stage for amazing miracles. My call to you today is for you to stop running from your lions and turn to face them with an understanding that you are in the right place at the right time, that you are ready to take a risk for God's best, knowing that nothing is too difficult for God, and carrying the attitude that impossible odds set the stage for amazing miracles. You know, as I conclude today, all of us have lions that come unexpectedly out of our life. For some of us, they come expectantly. We just expect that lions are going to come out of our lives today. I'm asking you to understand that today you are in the right place at the right time. That God is about to do something amazing through your life as you confront your lion. I just say to you today, let faith arise in you as you confront those things that you feel are out to destroy you today. And in God, it's time to attack. In God, it's time to advance. In God, it's time for us to take an attitude that I am going to win today. May God bless you.